Hello, everyone. Welcome to session 6 of the Spring Journal. Today, I want to finish up my journal. I have just a few things to do, and then I will do a flip through with you. The first thing I need to do is to work on my cover. So I'm going to turn it over. I found this greeting card in my supply box, and I think this would look really good right here, like that. I like my covers to be simple. Once in a while, I might put a bit on there, but lately I've been going through this phase to where I don't want to overdo it on my cover. So I think this will work. I want to raise it though, like maybe about there. But I also need to add a closure, and I want to leave some space for that. So I'm going to kind of center it on the cover. Out right there is good. See there? I like it. And then I think what I'll do is put something on the corners so it looks like it's attached with some sort of thought. I like this little floral arrangement. Let me see, maybe some cute corners. You know, it's good to go through your box every once in a while, right? So I have these two, and these are flat. Look. This might work. And which one is that? Look, I can just put it right on top like that. I can do one on each corner like that. Oh, that is very pretty. I should go through my box more often. And then I have these ones too, but I think this is a little too plain. I mean, it is kind of cute. Let me see. Let me move those. So there's that one. And then another one. It actually looks good too. I'm quite surprised. That looks really good. And oh, that looks really good. Oh, I'm doing all that and look. It's a sticky. The last thing I need to do is create a closure for my journal. I bought this ribbon thinking it will, accomplish what I want. It's an off-fray ribbon, and it is grain, and it is 7/8 inches wide. See, it's like a nice tan color. I didn't want to take away from, this paper here. And then since I've added on this cute image here, I didn't want to cover that up. I'm going to double the ending just by folding it back like this. And it's going to run just right here. Let's see, so I'm going to need about 7 inches. I can always trim that down. And then what I want to do is add in a couple of eyelets. Like, see, I think this is a good color. I'm using an antique copper look, instead of a shiny copper. I think this antique one will look really good here. Let me see how this will work out. I do need to measure. My cover is 9.5 inches, so I need my eyelets to fall maybe 4.5. I'm going to mark it about 4.5 and maybe 5 1/8, like about right there. That seems like a good placement. Let me measure again. So 4.5 by 5 1/8. So to go over here and measure the same thing. 4.5 and 5 1/8. Now this side might be a little tough. I have this here. I wonder if I can lift this a little bit. I'm going to mark where I want to poke the hole, which is right there. And that's going to fall about 1/4 of an inch back. And then I need to mark the other side also. I think that will make it a lot easier. Okay, I need to move my guide back because 1/4 is not working. Ow. I wish I could see through this thing so I know what I'm doing. If I'm careful, I can see the shadow of my mark. But I don't know. Let's find out. Not too bad. Let's try the other side. That's a little off, but oh well. Let me see. The problem is, look, it's going to be at the edge of my ribbon. Oh, I think it'll still be okay. And then I need to do the same thing on this side. Okay, there we go. Now, I need to drop those in there like that. And I want to fold the edge of the ribbon back. About right there somewhere. I just need to get that hole like started. So just something sharp to poke through. The next trick is to get my eyelet through the ribbon. So we're doing real-time crafting here. And let me show you. I wanted to use this eyelet, right? But the thing is, oops, my eyelet is kind of short. So once I get all the ribbon on and I put this through here, I barely have anything sticking out on the other side. So we're gonna, get rid of that one. Another option you have is just to use a longer eyelet. And let me see, I think I have one here. I can show you. Now see here, they do sell them longer, right? My only problem is I don't have a large one. I only have these small ones. So I can put this in here. But you see how it just drops right into the hole? So this isn't going to work. Another option you can use is one of these. This is what holds all them scrapbook inserts into an album, right? So, and then these also come in different widths and different lengths. So that might be something you want to add to your supply. But for me, what I have decided to do is just use one of these brads. I do have some large brads, and I think this color will work well. This is long enough to go through my ribbon and catch on the other side. What I have decided to do is still secure my ribbon here, and then I want to shorten this side here to, let's see. Let me do a quick test here. Let me pull this back out. So I need that little piece right there, and then I need it to loop 1.5 inches. So my brad is going to fall about right there. And so 1.5 that way. There we go. And then I'm going to reinforce that there. And I'm going to trim. So this gives me 5.5 inches. I just need to add some glue, and then I need to reassemble. And again, this is just to keep my ribbon from fraying. I mean, all this is optional right here. And then I need to assemble. For the back cover, I want a longer piece on this side so that it can catch right in there. See, it'll catch like that. I'm going to trim a piece of ribbon down to 14 inches. I'm going to do the same thing as I did the other side. I'm going to fold this back. It looks like this on the back side. I mean, it'll hold, right? Look. And then let me finish this one here. I need to put some ribbon on top of that brad. There we go. Look. From here, right? You can take your ribbon and just put it through here. And this will hold your book together. And this is the effect you'll get right here. Isn't that nice? If you like, you can always keep the brads a little long on the back side, and you can wrap this to the back. Right? It'll be nice. Or you can just take this and loop it there like this, right? Or, I mean, there's so many options you can do. And you could also take this and then pin it here if you like. I have this cute earring that I bought for 99 cents that I would like to add. Okay, now I'm going to trim it down because I don't need all that extra post on there. And this is what it looks like. Isn't that cute? I like these little earrings. They're so adorable. And of course, look, you get 2 for the price of $1. And we can take this and use it on another project, right? So now, when I do this, I want to make sure I keep that loop there, right? That's what makes it easier to pull it apart. And then I can turn it so it looks really pretty. Look. And of course you would fix the ending there, right? Put a little bit of glue so it doesn't fray. And trim that off. If you like, you can put that dovetail on there if you like that on your ribbons, or cut it at a slant, or just leave it straight like I have on mine. And then of course when you put it on your shelf or wherever, just manipulate that the dangle right there so it comes down like that. Isn't that cute? Look. Oh, I love this earring. Well, it's no longer an earring. It is now a charm. Isn't that beautiful? I like it. Let's do a flip through. So, my cover. I love this pattern of the paper. And of course, I'm using a greeting card on top, and then I just put corners on there. And the grosgrain ribbon is my closure, packed together with a brad. And here's my closure. And let me show you my journal. So here is the first page. And I know you've seen these pages as I was putting together. But look, I made a greeting card. On this side, I just have the cute little tag. And look at these beautiful pages. I have a little notepad on the side. And then I have my journal card. And on most of my writing pages, I just did a little embellishing. That way, I still have all that available to write on. And then, of course, I can write on the tags and on the journal cards. And I added the journal card on the side too, with a little seed packet image. And then this side. And I have charms added to my binding thread. Look. Isn't that cute? I love those. And then these pages. This one's actually a pocket here. A pocket on my tag. And I I added a journal card. I had some extra papers, and I decided to go ahead and add those in. And the same thing with the side, I added another card. And here, a couple of journal cards. And my beautiful baby birds and butterfly and squirrel. Cute, right? And then more journal cards and tags on these 2 pages. And then this is actually a belly band that, you know, it's a tuck spot now. And then I added a little flip. And here's a journal card. And this is a hidden paper clip. It's a permanent clip. And tuck that in there. I can just slide that card in there whenever I choose. And then this is also a little flip, but look at that. Isn't that cute? And I added a yellow card to this section. And then a little tuck spot right there. Another tuck with a card, and it has a little pocket. I added some extra tags. You never know. And then this is a tag on top of a plain tuck spot, so it's available for writing in both areas. And then I have a card or a tag on that side. Cute. And I have this here. I can, you know, it's available for writing on the back, right? I like that. And then this is, let me grab something here. It's also a tuck spot if I want. And then these are charms here. The squirrel and an acorn, and then a pocket. And on this side I added a couple of more journal cards, and then I trimmed down my window, but I left the bottom on there. It gives my window height. See, this way you can see my window above the pocket. And the window's open too. Cute. I like it. And then this is actually a little flip out, and you can write on there. And I have a card, and I'm gonna tuck that in here. And more writing. Here's another one. Cards. And writing. And more cards. This side is just a decorative page. And then I added a clip so I can put a card on the side. And right here, you see where it's stamped? I chose a clip that will fall right in there. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And then a card and a tag on the side. Card. I have a magnet on the side, and I like that card here. it makes my page look very pretty. I like it. And here I tucked in some journal cards. I left the cards in their original colors because I have enough going on in here. You know, I can always pull those out if I like, but I like this here. So without it, it looks like that. And then here I have butterflies as charms added to my binding thread. Isn't that cute? I love those. I like this effect. That might be something you want to try. It's like the ruffles. Instead of using fabric, you just use paper. Isn't that cute? I like it. And then this is a card on the side. With little corners. Tuck those in there. And then I have a tuck spot. I found this in my supply box. Do you know what this is? This is a cover for a little notepad. I think it was one of these. Oh, here it is. Look. Isn't that gorgeous? I love to buy these little notepads. They're useful, and then they have a cute cover that you can use as your journal card, right? And then on this side are more journal cards. Cute. And I just flipped that one. I like it. And this page I added a little bit more flower. If you saw me designing this page, I added some more purple flowers just to make the band come all the way across and back towards this page. And then I have a couple of journal cards here. I added a lace floral on here. Isn't that pretty? I like it. I don't remember where these came from, but they're really pretty. It makes a cute addition to any journal. And then here's the last page, and I have a pocket here with journal cards. And I just have a vellum insert with a flower on there. It's just to make it look pretty, that's all. See, it sticks out in the back and you're like, ooh, how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love how my journal turned out. And then, of course, tuck this back in here. Give it a slight tug. And then loop that ribbon in there and make that cute bow there and drop the tail. Gorgeous, right? I love that. That's so cute. I hope you like my new spring journal and that I was able to give you a few ideas for your next journal. Thank you for stopping by. I will see you next time.